So my advice for parents looking to have a difficult conversation with their teens is to pull from their past and to pull from situations and obstacles that they may have learned from that they can now teach their teenagers.
My advice, when you're gonna approach your teen on something like this, make sure they're in a comfortable, situation. You have their full attention, you're at home in a safe place, and really be able to let them really open up to you and talk to you about, the way they feel about it, how they think about it. Really try to understand so that you can, help them understand even more of what's happening to them when they drink, if they're gonna run into legal problems with it, all of the above.
My advice in terms of how to approach the conversation with teens on drug and alcohol is to be intentional about setting aside time to have the conversations. I think having conversations rather than lecturing happens when you are taking initiative to create the opportunity to have the conversation. Whereas if it's happening organically, a lot of emotions can become involved, it's reactive, and you're not prepared to talk them through the conversation. Whereas if you set aside a time, take them to breakfast, take them to lunch, go on a hike, a long drive, you can be prepared to have the conversation. You can have a story set aside within your mind to have a point to make. And that's what we do. We go to breakfast with our son when he has a late start at school. And I always just have a story or something that comes up, and then I ask him questions. What do you think about this? Have you heard your friends talk about it? Just make it very, very casual in regards to opening up the conversation. And then the key point is when they react or when they have a question, you have to remain calm, hold your gut reaction in, sit on your hands, and let them speak in order for that conversation to happen again and again, because you must build the trust for them to open up.
My advice is to have the conversation. Don't avoid it, don't be fearful of it, be open to it, create some time for it. Don't just throw it at the kid and lecture them. Build a conversation around it and continue it throughout whatever time frame you feel is appropriate.